Hey, my name's Dave Nicholson. Two major lenders have increased mortgage rates and more are likely to follow. Now, I think these interest rate increases have happened. They were announced last thing on Friday, so they got lost in the weekend news. And so there's not so much bad publicity for them while everyone is talking about what does the budget hold next week. In fact, I think if you're going to put rates up, it's probably quite a smart marketing strategy to announce it last thing on a Friday and in a period of time where everyone is obsessed with what's actually going to happen with the budget. So this video, we're going to talk about who's increased rates. Is it a huge increase or not? We'll cover that. And while you're here, if you haven't done already, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. We've got new property content every single day. We're talking house prices, we're talking interest rates, we're talking property investment and much, much more. And last thing is to tickle like, smash like, do something to that like button. In this video, you might do it out of anger because the rates have gone up. So, two lenders have increased rates. Last thing on a Friday. Very cheeky because some of the news people go home and only work Monday to Friday. So this will probably get missed by quite a lot of people. Now, the rates are going up because the budget is not expected to be great next week. If you listen to the news, you're constantly hearing Labour say tough decisions need to be made. I don't think, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, I can't recall anyone talking like that going into a budget, telling us that things are going to be bad in this budget. And that's what they're telling us. So we're expecting it to be not particularly great. Keir Starmer was interviewed by Kay Burley on Sky News this week and refused to eliminate landlords as being someone that could get hit with tax increases. He was asked the question, who could be safe from tax increases? And it was talking about people that earn an hourly wage, people that earn a monthly wage. Those are people that will be safe. Asked again, who's not? Is it going to be people that have stocks and shares or entrepreneurs and business owners that don't earn that, or landlords? He said that he does not see those people as people that needed to be protected. So that means that landlords could have some bad news in the pipeline. And so because the budget is potentially not going to be great, because the UK is going to also significantly increase spending the government are going to, that means that the SONIA swap rate, the rate that NatWest and all these other lenders borrow at, that's increased over the last 2 weeks. And that's why those increases are getting passed on to you and I. What we've also got looming around the corner is the US election, which they're saying in the media is on a knife edge. And that really is some more uncertainty. If Trump was to win, then he's saying that he would have more control over the Federal Reserve and probably would force interest rates down. That could be good for us, but might not be the right thing to get the economy back on track. It's a balancing act, which is best left not being too political. So this weekend, we've got increases from two major lenders. First off is TSB. Now, the good news on this one is it's a tiny increase. In fact, I don't know why they've even bothered, because I just don't see that this will change their margins that much. And it's just bad news. I guess they've buried the bad news by launching it last thing on a Friday. But TSB has increased all of their products by 0.01%. Ridiculous. It's not really going to change affordability. It's not really going to make them much more profit. I don't know why they've bothered with this tiny little increase. But yet, there we are. They could have waited to see what happens in the budget and happen with the SONIA swap rate, but they've decided to increase that mortgage rate. So that's something to keep an eye on. Next is Halifax. So Halifax, they've increased their rates as well. And these are more, but still, fortunately, they're not as bad as it could be. So 0.08% by Halifax. It's another increase which we don't want to see. We don't want to see increases at the moment. People are struggling with affordability and the market is on a knife edge. I've done a video this week where I've talked about there is a significantly more properties for sale at the moment. In fact, we're at a 10-year high. Fortunately, we've got buyers to back that up. So we've got more properties listed, but we've got buyers have also increased as well. And that meant the property transactions are up by 29%. So there's 29% more sales happening at the moment on a year-on-year basis. Last year was quiet. That has to be taken into account, but we are significantly busier. But what I have said in that video is that with all the extra properties on, if things start to spook buyers, the market could turn south quite quickly. And so anything that is bad news, even this headline, you'll see this in the newspapers talking about mortgage rates going up. If you're a prospective buyer, you might read that. You might not even read the article, just read the headline and say, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait because interest rates are going to come down. If buyers suddenly leave the market, or on the other side, we've had Goldman Sachs this week. We've done a video on that. Goldman Sachs have said they feel the base rate will be 2.75% by November next year. And they've said mortgage rates that you'll be able to get will be as low as 2.5%. Now that's good news. And if you own a property already, brilliant. You've got something positive to look forward to when you do your next renewal. But that also could be bad, because if you're a buyer and you're also reading headlines like that, I mean, I've done a video on that myself. There will be buyers that maybe read or watched even my video on here and said, well, I'll just wait. And so the more people that are talking about that kind of stuff could slow down the market. I can't move a market with my little YouTube channel, but newspapers and media can do that. And Goldman Sachs releasing that sort of data, they need to do that if that's what they believe is going to happen. That's their job. But it also could slow down the market. If you know that if you buy a property this week, you're going to get a 4.5% mortgage. But if you wait a few months, you might get a 3.5% or a 2.5% mortgage. That could slow down your transaction significantly. It also could slow down completions, because let's just say, for argument's sake, I've got a remortgage that was meant to finish today. It didn't. The other party's solicitor, the lender's solicitor, has been really frustrating and slow and not got back to my solicitor on time, so we didn't complete today. Now we're ticking over into next week. Now, let's just say next week the budget goes well and mortgage rates go down. I'm not going to complete on that deal. I'm telling you now, I'm not going to complete on it. If I can get and swap on to another lender, I'll lose my legal fees. Fine, I'll pay the solicitor and I'll start that process again at a better rate. That is also going to happen with sales. So if you've got a mortgage going through, you're going to go through that buying process, you're nearly at completion, and then suddenly the Bank of England do a 1% cut or a 2% cut or back-to-back 1% cuts in base rate, and you know mortgage rates are going to go down, you're going to slow the process down in order to get a lower rate. So knowing what's coming up potentially is not always a good thing as well. So anyway, the point of the video was these two lenders have put up rates. Other lenders are likely to put up rates again next week. I think these guys have done it late on a Friday this weekend, just so they get rid of the bad news. And then whoever goes next, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, they'll get all the publicity and this will be long forgotten about. Let me know your thoughts, questions, observations in the comments below. Do smash like, do subscribe, do check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.